We're just driving along trying to find our way.
To Overlook Mountain.
An Overlook Mountain, and we got this little dog in the back who's been shredding the cardboard box that's full of transmission oil. Look at this. Ripped it to shreds. You're not going to do any more shredding while the camera's going? You ripped the box to shreds. It wasn't me. That box was in perfect shape. You know what would happen if he found you lying on the floor injured? He'd rip you to shreds like the cardboard box. Hey, Mug. Got something in there that you want?
The team extracted DNA, sequenced it, and used computers to reconstruct the genetic codes of microbes. What they found was surprising.
I didn't know you could bark. Did you lose something in that box, Mugs? A box of transmission fluid and Lucas Magic snake oil and Peak Long Life Pure Antifreeze. I got some bumper brackets in one of these boxes and some parts from the junkyard. Light bulbs. What are you looking for, Mugs? Oh, a starter from the junkyard, an extra heavy-duty high-torque starter, some hinges from my friend's van, the fuel line from Mrs. CW's Honda. But you did. You ripped the box to shreds. That's not normal. That's not normal. You even got some of it inside his carrier. Now you're not shredding when I got the camera going. It would go viral, Mugs, viral. Mugs. Got some tissues that he pulled out of the tissue box. What are you doing, Mugs? Imagine if your friend Vid Prowler would see you doing this. Alright, we're going hiking and hunting. I got my transmission and all kinds of variety of parts and junk. You stopped shredding.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. We're going. Good boy, Mugs, the shredder. We're just heading up the trail in Kingston. And all of a sudden we hear shuffling in the bushes. I said, can't be a cat. It's Porky! Porky the porcupine! Mugs! Mugs! You already got hit by a porcupine right on our property. Oh, yeah. You know why porcupines walk so slowly? Because nobody chases them. Mugs! You're crazy! Mugs! Mug, you could have had him. Wow! You could have had him, Mugs. Trouble is, he'd scar you for life. I've known people's dogs to die from that. They get so many porcupine quills that they get infected. And guess where they get it? Right in the schnozola. Forget about it. Mugs! 2 seconds ago, he could barely walk. We're chugging up the trail, his tongue's hanging out the side of his mouth. Let me at him! I'll get him! I'm the killer dog! My name ain't Mr. Mugsley the Killer for nothing. Where'd he go? Shall I let him loose? You almost had him, Mugs. How do you like that? Crossed the trail right in front of us, and I didn't even see him. Lucky I didn't step on him. Get one of those barbed quills in my leg, and Mugs would have rescued me and got a mouthful. Okay, that's enough, Mugs. Come on. Back to climbing the trail. Love it. Mugs, come on. It's enough. That poor porcupine, he's got to sleep tonight. We've been walking up the trail, I suppose, 30 minutes or so. It's pretty steep. It's kind of buggy. And all of a sudden, we get to this huge poured concrete remains of a monster convent, apartment building, monastery. Wow. They told us there was a fire tower here, but this ain't no stinking fire tower. Attention, timber rattlesnake habitat area, wonderful. Crotalus horridus. Sounds like hurts like hell when they bite. may be encountered in this area. Though rattlesnakes are venomous, they pose no serious threat if left alone. You hear that? No barking dogs. Do not approach or harass rattlesnakes because of loss of habitat and human persecution. Rattlesnakes are listed as threatened and protected by law. If they bite you, pray that you have cell phone service and that the porcupines don't get you when you're writhing in pain with fangs in your neck. Rattlesnake area, yeah. What about the porcupines? Uh-oh. Let's follow the footpath. Everybody else does it. Let's see what we got here. A big old poured concrete, 3 full stories. Lucky I wasn't standing there or anybody else when that big hunk didn't put enough rebar in. 1 piece of rebar. That's like the Corvette Museum in Lexington or Bowling Green. 10 millimeter rebar. 10 millimeter is 3/8, buddy boys. And 3/8 is about as big as your pinky or smaller. What a joke. Should have used 2-inch, which would be what? 100 millimeters? I don't know my metric system very well. Guess who didn't pay attention in school? 3 full stories, 50 feet deep, 100 feet wide, 5,000 square feet on 3 floors, 15,000 square feet. Got an auxiliary building in the back. Dangerous structure, I'd say so. Yeah, hunks and chunks are missing. Never know what you're gonna find climbing the mountain trail. How did they get all this cement up here? I wonder. I like houses that are built into the side of a mountain. They have a walk-out basement, which is a basement on the high side, and ground floor on the low side. Built of stones. Watch it, Mugs. More than 100 feet. Depth is 50 feet, kind of, sort of. 15, 18 meters. Whew. Someone's labor of love. Now it's just a bunch of walls. Pink stained concrete. Come on, Mugs. Good boy. No, you're not going to pee on everything you see. Come on. Be a good boy. Lots of chimneys. Got to roll some coal to keep that place warm, especially without a roof. How did they do all this excavating to make this big hole in the ground? Uh-oh! What happened to the step? No problemo. What do you think, Mugs? No problem. I didn't have a broken back 4 years ago. Nothing bothers me. I just jumped down. I don't think I'm going to take the next step, though. Interesting. Wow. Bing! When I get a text, I was making a video and it ran out of memory. What else is new? Good boy, Mugs. Come on, do it. Good boy. I was just saying that when I get a text message, my phone momentarily pauses the audio, and then my battery draining podcasts. Guess I'll have to do a Wikipedia search, see what the deal was. Used to be doors there converted to windows. Used to be some lead for the roof. Huh. Maybe this was the original building, or who knows what was where, when, why, how, and blah, 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 blah. Oh, some graffiti removal. Think there's any porcupines in there, Mugs? So I was just saying that my camera, look at that, survey pin. You never know what you're going to find. I was just making a note that when my text messages come in, the audio pauses. Come on, Mugs, see if you can jump that again. This time I won't miss it. No, we're not taking the shortcut way. You did the big, giant Mugs leap. Come on. Come on, Mugs. Do it. There's a porcupine. Quick. Oh, I'm going to go down. Good boy. He could do it. For a crippled dog, he sure does well. I heard on the radio there's FM radios built into every cell phone. And only Sprint, I think only Sprint, lets the radio play. Others are blocked by the manufacturers or the cell carrier who sell the phones generally. So how can you jailbreak it and get the radio on the phone? I have satellite, I pay for it, but I don't even use it. Just wondering how to get radio on my phone instead of carrying around this little radio here through that wire. Still works perfectly, even though it's shredded. Hi. Watch out for rattlesnakes. Oh yeah. Ooh. Don't want to go swimming in there. Former structures, the old floorboards. Wow, how do you build a huge building? That's got to be 150 feet, which is 50, 60 meters across. Second structure, 2 stories. Phew. Some accomplishment. In the middle of, as they say in the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times, effing nowhere. Can't use the bad words, we all know them though. Earlier today we were merging into traffic in downtown Kingston, and one car went, then I went, the car behind me honks. One car goes from one direction, one car goes from the other, and you weave in. It was all real slow, 1 mile an hour. Guy behind me honks. Beep! So a couple minutes later, the road opens up a little wider, and he wanted to go to the right. I turned and shut it up my window. Had you not honked, I would have pulled ahead and let you go. So guess who gave me the reverse hand middle finger gesture? Trail to fire tower. Wow, we almost made it. 0.5 miles. We've walked up 2 miles. Pretty good for an old guy. Yeah, everybody was weaving in very nicely. One car from one side, one car from the other, until it was my turn. And this guy gives me the horn. Such a nice guy. So many impatient and arrogant drivers. Of course I use the horn too sometimes. Woo. Kingston, New York, the former capital before Albany. You can always tell when people are from Faroe. They say Albany. It's Albany. A-L-L. The second L is silent. It's also not even written down on the piece of paper. Albany. I hear more rustling. Either it's a rattlesnake or a porcupine. How do you like that? Another porcupine. You know what they say, when there's one porcupine, there's probably another. Luckily the leash has just been repaired. It actually fell apart. The clasp broke. It came loose and I fixed it. He went into his house and I'm about to tumble over the edge here. Okay, before my shoulder dislocates from this dog pulling. Come on, Mugs. Good boy. 2 porcupines in 1 day. Whoa, are you a hunter? Yeah, he's going to get him in his house. Forget about it, Mugs. That porcupine would pork your pine. He'd pine your porker. Oh, he's on the hunt now. You wouldn't have believed it. Just before the porcupine, he would, why are you making me climb this mountain? I could be lying in my little bed. Now look at him. He's ready. Oh, are you a hunter? Go boy, Mugs. Okay, come on. Let's go see if we can find some rattlesnakes now. Right. I wonder who'd win a fight between a rattlesnake and a porcupine. I don't want to see the video. I'm sure it's on YouTube. Like when what do they call those big animals in Florida that eat everything, and one of them ate an alligator? I forget the name of it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Fire tower, half a mile. All right, let's keep some video for the top of the fire tower. We'll get him next time, Mugs. On the way down, we'll get him. We'll get him. Good boy. We did it. We just climbed up the last rock ledge. And, yeah. I'm not sure what ledge that is or what lake that is. Is the fire tower open? Oh wow, good. Let's climb this fire tower.
I found in the years following my service that a lot of the vets I served with seem to have lost their faith in their religion themselves, and I
Level
just
1.
had to find a way to help them because
Hose clamp.
what was the point of us all surviving Iraq if we were going to kill ourselves back home? And so Labella started an organization called Squad Day. The idea is to help vets process their combat experience and help deploy humanitarian aid
Level
to
2.
places where they once fought. You can hear more of my chat with Labella after the headlines. Stick around, you're with the world.
Level 3.
I'm Arthur Werman. Washington lifts the ban
Getting there.
on ferry service between the U.S. and Cuba, and this Cuban exile in Miami expects nautical traffic jams in the Florida Straits. With these new ferries, you could very well stop working on Fridays at 5 o'clock. We'll have dinner in Havana. Be back here by breakfast. That story is
Ferry service from Miami to Havana. Cool. You know that the whole world travels to Cuba, except Americans. So that's apparently changing. Anybody can go to Cuba. There's billboards all over the world. Go to Cuba. Have a Club Med vacation. Your dollar goes further in a '59 Cadillac. Wow. Balance. It's a long way down. It's getting narrower too. Triangulation. One more level, I think. I'm not too bad with heights. Glad they have some wire here. Oh, that's it. Made it to the top. As far as we can go. Lovely. Catskill Mountains from Kingston, New York. Things are just starting to bloom. Let's see, that is bridge over it. Rip Van Winkle Bridge, maybe? Or is that further south or north? Don't really have my bearings. Lovely. We better head down. It's going to be getting dark. Made it to the top of the fire tower. Lovely, lovely. Alright, time for the descent. Everything that goes up must come down. I took a picture with my phone and my radio stopped. Gotta press the play button. We gotta start heading down. It's breezy up here. I'm not dressed for the occasion. Don't have my rattlesnake anti-venom. Oh, nice meeting you here.
Yeah, he hates it.
I don't blame him. Thinks you're going to throw him off into the pit of porcupines. Heading down the trail. Enjoying the beautiful views as the sun goes way behind the mountain range. A friend of mine in Indiana just bought a Chevy Colorado pickup. Regular cab, short bed. It's 4-wheel drive with the off-road package it looks like in the picture, copper colored. I hope it's not rusty. It needs to be fluid filmed. 2006, 100,000 miles, 9 years old. Good miles. Should bring him one back from California, but it's a regular cab. I don't know if I'd fit in a regular cab pickup. I drove that SS454 POS pickup for a few years, and it's tight, cramped. There's just no room for stuff, even in my old dump truck. Just no room to put stuff. Put it on the seat beside you, then you got no passenger room. Put it on the floor and it rolls around. We're loving it. Kingston, New York. We'll have some pizza and head on north. Maybe we'll hit Lake George tomorrow. Have dinner at the Log Jam. Pecan crusted salmon. Pretty much the only seafood that I'll eat. I had some trout last night at the Cracker Barrel. It's kind of interesting. We don't have Cracker Barrels where we are. But I met this fellow who entertained me with the Country Squire and the Ford collection, the Colony Park, and I met him at a Cracker Barrel. He drove from Columbia, South Carolina to meet me on the I-95 corridor when I drove the white Suburban back from Phoenix. And just after I met him, a couple days later, only for the second time, we ate at Cracker Barrel again. And this time I didn't have pancakes or waffles. I don't recall what I had back in, 2009, I think it was. This time I had trout, and it was yummy. And I had a baked potato with no butter. Blech. And some steamed broccoli with extra coarse ground pepper. It's like a food show. So much for having an automobile related channel, it's a food show. I'm hungry. Time to go eat some dinner. Some wood-fired, burned, thick crust. I even like it crunchy. But no seafood for me. If you're going to entertain me, don't feed me any clams or lobster. Nothing like that. Don't like it. Never tried it. Never will. No bacon bits either.